Once you've installed a database like the Mega Database with its 11.8 million games, you want to be using that as probably your primary source in anything you do in ChessBase. So we're going to set it as the reference database, and all you need to do is right-click on the icon, go to Properties, and this is the important bit. You can see here it's already checked. But if it's not checked, this is the bit you want to check. Click Check Reference DB. And that is going to set the Mega Database as your reference database. So now when you're searching, when you're looking at anything in ChessBase, it's going to refer it back to the Mega Database. So if you're looking for a particular position, you want to be looking at a database that has the most number of games where you can find that position. And 11.8 million games is a very, very good place to start. If you want to actually search in the Mega Database, so we'll open it up and have a quick look at searching. This is all done through the filter list. So set a condition to filter this list. If we go into games, filter list, that brings up the search mask or the filter games mask. And this is where you can really start playing around. There's so many different ways that you can search the databases in ChessBase 26. So the easiest and most simple and probably the most commonly used one, I think, is the names of the players. So if you wanted to search by a particular player, all you need to do is enter their name here. You could enter it here, and that will search for all games as white. If you click on Ignore Colors, that would search for that player, white and black. But if you just want white, then you can uncheck the Ignore Colors button. Wins only, well, that's rather obvious. You can search by particular types of tournament, by who annotated the game, the year, the opening code, the ECO code, how many moves was in the game, the ELO rating of the players. So you could have either, if you didn't want either player to be rated, I mean 3,500, no one's ever quite made it that high before. But that would take away all Grandmaster rated games if you had none. If you wanted at least one Grandmaster, both, or if you wanted the average rating to be between those two settings. And of course you can change these as well. The results of the game. So if you wanted only games by Carlsen, either colour, where he played a Grandmaster. So let's go to there, both, and it was just decisive games, so you didn't want any draws. You could check those, and that would search the Mega Database for games by Magnus Carlsen, where both players were Grandmaster rated, and there were only decisive games. This is so much more to look at in the search games filter. You can look at by annotations. Probably the second most common way of searching in the search mask is by position. So you can set up a position on the board, or you can just enter it here if you wanted to, playing around with different pieces. Enter that position, or you can even do parts of a position, or even exclude that position from your search. Hit OK, and that will search for all games where that position has occurred. I know, it's quite overwhelming at first glance, but what you can actually search for. Medals, which of course are added to some of the games. So if you wanted to go for best games or games where sacrifices happen, for instance, or tactical blunder, if you were researching tactical blunders, hit that, check that box, and then hit OK, and that will search the database for that. Material, so you can play around for board positions where there are 2 queens, no queens, 3 queens, even if you wanted a game where someone has promoted to a queen. Maneuvers, if you've got a particular maneuver that you want to look at, which means, could be a bishop sacrifice or something like that, you could enter it here and search for all games where that maneuver appears. Strategy and attacks as well. There's so much information here. Do take a moment, have a look at the help files as well, of course, which will really help you. But there's so much information, and what you can do with the search function is quite remarkable. Just an introduction to the search feature in ChessBase 26.